45 Alpha Charlie Papa channel. And today I just got back from the gun show and I'm going to show you what I found. I found a steal. We've got here a 1941 Russian Tokarev. I mean, World War II vintage Tokarev. Now this is probably a veteran bringback. It does not have the safeties on it. This is the real deal Tokarev. So I just picked this up. I paid right around 300 bucks for it. There was a guy on a table not too far away from this, $1,500. I was looking on Gunbroker while I was there at the show. You know, there's one on Gunbroker that's got some shrapnel damage on it that's not even functional. That's $795 is what the asking is on it. There's another one on there for around $1,200. So I thought $300 was a steal for this World War II vintage Tokarev. Now, serial numbers match on the slide and the barrel. They do not match the slide and the frame, but that's to be expected for something this old, especially Soviet era, World War II. You know, who knows how many times this was at the arsenal, how many times this was, you know, things were swapped out on it. Russians were known to re-arsenal stuff and swap things out if, you know, slide had a bad imperfection in putting it on another frame. But, you know, look at the patina on that. You can't make that patina. You know, it takes 70 some years for that to happen. But beautiful gun. Let's take it out to shoot it. I'll do a little bit more research on it. We'll come back and tell you what I think. But man, I am just happy as can be that I was able to pick up this Tokarev. Yeah, 300 bucks is a pretty good buy on a real deal Tokarev. You know, the new ones are going for right around that, and they've got the safeties on them, and they're just copies of this gun. So let's go shoot it. We'll be back. Russian Tokarev, first shots. Chambered nice. Woo! Yeah. Try this again. Six-year-old gun, seen war, wartime production, Tula. Okay, we are back from the range, and what a fun gun to shoot. What an enjoyable gun to shoot. I really did like it. This is the first time I've ever shot the 7.62 by 25 round, and although it is a pretty potent round, pretty zippy round at starting right around 1600 FPS, it is a pleasure to shoot out of these Tokarevs. It really absorbs the recoil. Kind of a different recoil impulse on this. You know, it's got a very long push on yeah, that round. So it was just kind of a little unique feel to this pistol. You know, you didn't feel like the slide was snapping back and forth real quick. I mean, you can kind of feel it riding back and forth, but really enjoyable gun to shoot. Now, this is the Russian. It is 1941 production on at least the slide. I'm sure the frame is real close to the same era. Very interesting history. If we could sit down with a little vodka and have this gun talk to us, I'm sure it would tell us some very tall tales. Something on these, I know in other countries like Canada, I know there are other countries out there that can get these and they're relatively inexpensive, but you have to realize in the States, these unmolested Russian Tokarevs are can go for quite a pretty penny. You know, look at the patina on that. Wow, that's just beautiful. You don't get that. Just, you know, you only get that from age and a lot of wear. So in the States, I found an auction site with bids on it, so just to kind of give you an idea, for something very similar to this, 25 bids on it, it was up to about $625. So $300 a pretty decent price to pay for a Russian Tokarev that doesn't have the safety on it. Now the safety had to be put on them after the 1968 Gun Control Act, and then the Russian models, which some of them did come in and they do have the safety on them, but in the 90s, President Clinton discontinued any of the Russian models coming in for import. So the Tokarevs we get now are typically Eastern Bloc or new production Yugoslavian Zastia manufacturer, and every one of them has some kind of safety, like this Norenko here. Every one of them that comes in or after that 1968 Gun Control Act has got to have a safety on it in order to be imported into this country. So while there have been original 1940s Tokarevs that have come into this country after the 1968 ban, they've all had safeties added to them. So finding one that's unmolested typically means it was probably a veteran bringback, either from World War II, either from Vietnam, Korea. There were a few of these brought back by GIs during those wars that were a representative of the Tokarev without being unmolested with that safety. This one, like I said, look at the patina on this. You've got some blood splatter inside the trigger, on the trigger here. You don't get this sitting in a holster over years. This is something that was used and carried and saw war. It's been through hell and back, but it's still ticking. It's a fun little pistol. Now, as you can see, our target here, it was decent enough accuracy. I am sure we can get this to shoot a little bit better than it did. These were our first 25 shots through this pistol. Two different shooters, still getting kind of the feel and the rhythm of the pistol. So I'm pretty happy with the group, considering that this thing had corrosive ammo run through it. The barrel's a little bit frosted in there, but the rifling is still there. But just a fun, interesting piece of history, a fun gun to shoot. Really enjoyed shooting this today. This is not the video I planned to make today, but I got to the gun show, wasn't really planning on necessarily buying anything unless I saw something that piqued my interest, that was at a good buy that I could afford, and this popped up. So another World War II relic for the 45 Alpha Charlie Papa channel. These Russian Tokarevs, if you can pick them up at a reasonable price, get them. I mean, they're fun. They're a great little gun. And this is 45 Alpha Charlie Papa channel, and I am happy that I have this new gun. I'm out.
Thanks for watching. Please subscribe.